we are in a new echelon of
VCs.
existence right now. This crypto, we're not in their galaxy. We're in Richard Hart galaxy. It's a
Yeah,
totally different mindset. Pulse
I w-
chain could go up 20,000x because Ethereum did a 15,742x. We can top that, X Love, because this is a different paradigm. Do you understand what I'm saying here? It's
But
unprecedented. We're
yeah,
okay,
that's what
in
I'm
the
saying.
beginning of changing the universe right now,
I was gonna,
literally.
I was gonna say this, like,
let's
you're,
go.
like, I
That's a
was gonna
fact.
say this. I was gonna say this. Your opportunity cost right now is diminishing by the day. These farming pools to
Yep.
sit there and be like, hey, look, this, like all that. Me personally, at first I was like, damn, what's taking so long for people to actually get through on the bridge? I'm like this.
Oh, that
I
was the
pretty much sat
blessing.
back and
That was the blessing, random guy. Let them
yeah,
take time.
yeah. I was
Yeah, it
like.
was a blessing in disguise, actually. I agree with that.
I was like, yo, look, I could sit here and I can compound 4, 5, 6, 7% every day. Like, what the hell? You don't know how quickly your bags are
That's
growing
called
because of that.
early. Yeah, that's
That's
called being
early.
early.
Like,
We're gonna change the world, literally.
like we hold the keys to this vehicle until those bigger bags start like distributing pulse out. We're everybody who sacked, even if they sacked only like $100, $200, $500, they're literally Genesis whales in a new ecosystem. And to think that this won't perform as good, if not better than Ethereum over time, you're kidding yourself. And you're telling me that I have an opportunity to farm the incentive token and still increase my whale bags, my whale Genesis bags in a new layer one? Gotta be kidding me. I'm not gonna pass that up. Like all that time with them delaying, like the bridge delays and people taking 3, 4, 5 days, or 2, 3, 4 days to get over. I was loving the fuck out of that shit because I was looking at the incentive token, seeing it go from $2 to $10, back down to $3 or $4, go up to $20, and go down to like $8, $9, then go up to $40, $50, and climb all the way up to 80 fucking dollars. Like you're telling me that having an extra,
Now people actually know what the incentive coin is. So you think you can't go to 1,000? Everybody just barely woke up to this thing, X Love. We're just barely starting to understand that this is the key that's going to open the doors to your LP. And if you don't have the key, you're not getting inside the high yield.
Yeah, you're not getting inside the club.
like I'm gonna ride these $1,000 APR vehicles until the wheels fall off. I don't care what nobody say. Like when people come back and like a month later, my position's grown like
Yeah,
you
they
see that my
can't step up
position,
to you.
yeah,
They
they can't
can't. They
they
It's
can't catch
almost
my
like having
position.
a T-share rate, basically, right? I mean, essentially, you're getting in to the point where people get you got in at 25,000% APY, and they got in at 1,000% APY. So basically, in the couple seconds, you're earning as much as their whole day almost.
Yep. And the thing is, your position in that pool is never going to be contested. Is if anything, you're going to be moving up in the position. So more INC tokens are coming your way, and it's just like a damn black hole. At first, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this INC token,
Grab
reinvest
me
it into
some
more.
Pulsex. It's dirt
Yeah,
cheap Pulsex. I'm gonna get my inked Pulsex. Yeah, me
nah,
too. Sucker.
nope. I stopped myself. I was
Sorry
like,
for
wait,
ya.
hold on.
Yeah,
I was like, wait,
exactly.
you have a
I didn't catch that. At random, guys. Repeat what you were just saying about nope, nope. What does that mean? What are y'all talking about?
nope, as in like understand that the bigger your position is in the liquidity pool, the more incentive token you're going to be able to acquire per day, which can lead to like greater compounding overall. Now, there's a caveat to this. Now, that's barring that the incentive token continues to do what it's doing right now, which honestly, we're just now getting into like the trickle effect of, now that we have OKX exchange, they're going to be doing their swaps and trades and stuff like that. Depending on which pool you're in right now, me personally, I don't mind being in a stablecoin pool. I'm in the DAI Pulse pool right now. And I don't mind that because ultimately the incentive for me is this was a percentage of my bag that I was going to use to DCA out anyway. But if the opportunity arises and my bag turns more so to die than the pulse that I have in there,
How
all I have,
diabolical.
what was that?
How diabolical.
I know, right? If it turns into more die than PLS that I have in this bag, I don't mind because the portion that I'm using towards liquidity is going to be was my Am I
Plus, you made a
securing?
profit. You made a
Yeah,
profit. You can take that DAI and you can buy back into Pulse if you
exact,
need to, especially if there's a
exactly.
jumperoni.
So I'm definitely new
Hmm.
to farming pools. I've never done it before, and I'm just now dabbling my feet in it. So I'm doing 3 farms right now. I just want to get you guys' opinion or what I should be worried about. So I'm doing my main pool is the USDC PLS because obviously APR is high. I don't fully understand the impermanent loss. So here's my question: If I'm say tomorrow Pulse
Hmm.
spikes and I'm gaining more USDC, is
Hmm.
Pulse going to be say at 1 or 2 X's? It's probably not going to, but if at 1 or 2 X's, that's my loss, right? Like I'm not going to have one or
No,
two X
no,
more
no, no. So
USDC,
first,
will I?
okay, so let's start out by putting a baseline here because there are no losses, there are no gains unless we know your entry level. So, did you get in at a certain SAC rate, or did you buy this crypto at a certain price point? That's what we would need to know before we would answer your question.
Um, let's see. I guess. Well, I traded a bunch of free copies for PLS. I sacrificed for
So you
PLSX,
got
but
them
not
for
PLS.
free.
What was that?
So if you got those for free, then there's zero losses. It's all gains.
So yeah, let's just say I have 20 million free PLS.
Okay,
So
it's
and
per pure profit. So whatever you do in these farms is pure profit. It's just gains upon gains, man. Welcome to Richard Hart. He made you a gains master.
so I guess I should just be okay and just let this pool ride till the APR drops to nothing.
Yes,
Let it ride.
yes,
Don't pull out.
right.
Okay, that
Pull that ink out, reinvest, or put it in a different pool. But you are making free money, my
yeah,
friend.
it's pretty amazing just what I made in one day here. It's pretty
And this is
unbelievable.
not financial
Forget
advice.
forget everything people are telling you about impermanent loss because they're noobs. You got all this crypto for free. There is no losses. Okay. Even if you sell it for zero, you just broke even. All right. So
So
relax. You're making money.
another question here then. Can the PLS go to zero in my pool, or how does that work if I'm losing PLS and gaining USDC?
No.
You
Well,
guys are
it's a
laughing, but
V2
I've never
pair,
done
so
this
it's
before.
like no, it's good. It's a V2 pool, so it's a seesaw back and forth. They're gonna go up 10, 20% on each up and down on each side, but you'll get more USDC, you'll get more pulls. It'll rock back and forth like a wave. It doesn't matter whatsoever. While you're in this pool, you're getting incentive coin and you're getting the fees every day from people trading. If they trade volume, like let's say they trade $1 million volume and there's a million in your pool, you just got 0.22% fees in the coins, which means USDC and Pulse. So you get like maybe 0.11% or something close, depending on how people trade. And if they trade more volume, you would get, maybe 44 or maybe 66. So this isn't the time to be thinking about losses when you're in a gain million times game scenario,
It makes sense.
so relax.
Okay, what about
Yeah, you're just printing. You're like a money printer on steroids right now.
yeah? So the pairs I've made is I made that pair, and then I'm also made a pair between Hex and Hex, and then all the profits I've been rolling into Ink PLSX farm, just because I have a fat bag of PLSX as well.
Let's go.
So does that sound like ideal to you guys? Like, am I on the right track?
Yeah,
It sounds like you're doing
you're
quite
you're
fine,
doing
sir.
fine, man. You're doing
Yeah,
fine.
man.
And then what
Follow
You
your
just you
instinct.
just
we have?
you sound like the smartest man in the room. But
All
yeah, let's go to Psycho real
right,
quick.
thanks,
He
guys.
had his
Appreciate
hand
it.
up.
Hey guys,
Don't
yeah,
fade Richard Hart ecosystem. It's just barely getting started. It's like we're on week one.
Thank you, Richard Hart.
We're all gonna be rich.
that's why I'm
Psycho.
here. And if we're not talking about NFTs, because I see a ton of value here in Pulsechain for our NFT project, and I was just curious, when does that happen to where they're able to move over? Is that automatic? Could you just explain it a little bit?
Your copies are already on the other side if you previously owned NFTs, and the marketplaces should be coming up and sometime soon.
So
The
as a project,
marketplaces.
do we need to do anything on the marketplace side to just like control our smart contract, or is there anything needed?
Good place to get more info on NFTs is the Pulse Chain NFT space. But
Okay.
yeah, like more detail into that stuff, you should
Um,
check out the actual.
yeah, we do
There's
have
many.
like NFT on Pulse, Mintra, NFT on Pulse, and we have Pixel Park are kind of the three big houses
And
for
then
NFTs
Pulse
that are
C.
coming out. and Pulse C. That's another one. So there's four where you could start to list and create. And but you know what? You can actually load up your NFTs right on your MetaMask. So all you got to do is load up Pulsechain on your MetaMask, and then you would be adding your contracts on there for it to find them. And if you want, I can. There's a guy who's into NFTs that actually kind of did like a little step-by-step how to do that. Richard Hart tweeted it out recently.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the insight. I've just been patiently waiting.
And
Without a doubt, man.
yeah, creative. This is where the cool thing about this is anything you could do on Ethereum, you could essentially do it on Pulse Chain. It's the same. It's basically ETH 2.0. You know, it's the same code, so all your stuff works. But it's just taking just a hair. Like maybe it'll take a few weeks for some of these marketplaces to be come out because Pulse Chain just went live like a week ago. But the
For
fees are
sure.
cheap. If you want to go to like plsburn.com, you can kind of see what kind of fees are looking like. If you need anything, you can let us know. Like any ERC20 that you had on Ethereum is also copied over. So it's called a PRC20. You could actually probably go and sell that if you want to. I mean, we'll give you Pulse. If you got a PRC20, but you don't have any Pulse, all you have to do is message one of us. We'll get you some Pulse and you can swap over your let's say you had like Link or Shiba or one of those coins. You could just swap that for Pulse and you'll have a bunch of Pulse, And we got a test net too, right? So you could actually test network dev stuff, test it out.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I appreciate you guys. I've just been looking and it's been kind of confusing. So I know it's brand new and I know FUD is heavy, but it's fucking brand new, dude. So I'm very bullish on this. We need this and NFTs especially. Well, and everything, but NFTs be nice.
Mm-hmm.
No
Oh
doubt.
yeah,
And
we got a
it's
lot of creators in our community. I think this is the place where you're kind of priced out on Ethereum, right? I mean, man, we do like an NFT thing, and it's like $50 to mint, and you're like, what? Is this NFT worth $50? I don't know.
Yeah, dude, we minted out in 2 hours and no one bought the floor. They listed too low. It was right when all the meme coins hit. So it was fucking gas crazy, right? So we're just sitting there waiting for people to be able to buy that want to buy. So
yeah, trust and believe. There's some NFT projects out already. There's a couple of them actually.
Post Doge,
Um,
Post Socks,
yep. Was it Post Punks as well? There's another one.
Doge, Post Socks. What is it called? The non Nintendo, the Poke game.
Pokegon.
oh wow, Chef's already over there. Man, he's on it.
Yeah. So people are definitely loving the network. People are definitely trying to make their mark before the masses come over. And hey man, build to your heart's content and enjoy.
By the way, we have a bridge to Ethereum that only takes 15 minutes. So if you have any assets over on ETH, not only did you get a free copy of those assets that are sitting on Pulse Chain right now as of May 10th. So anything you had on your wallet on May 10th got forked over. So you got a free copy cloned, smart contract, whatever you had, NFT, any of your coins. So that's good. It's on Pulse Chain right now. If you have access to your secret words, all you got to do is load up Pulse Chain. You could find it on chainlist.org. You type in Pulse Chain, it'll give you the RPC setting for your MetaMask. And otherwise, if you have assets right now on Ethereum, you can just go to like Pulse Ramp and send your stuff over to Pulse Chain. So that's another thing, right? Where 15 minutes you can get from Ethereum over to Pulse Chain. It's really smooth. It actually kicks out your coins without you doing anything. So as soon as you send it into the bridge, you just wait 15 minutes ish right now, and your coins are in your wallet on the other side. Nothing to do after that. It's just so smooth.
Yeah, there is. You could start playing around and having fun.
Thanks, guys. I really do appreciate it.
No doubt, man. Come back in if you have any questions.
I'll be
What's
back a lot. Trust me. I gotta find
Awesome.
value in what I just did here. So
what's the
Most
ETH token
definitely.
supply? Is it capped? Is it just a fixed supply?
I don't think so for the most part. I think it's just.
It
I
has
think
like a
there's.
halving. I think there's a
900,
halving every year, but yeah.
932,000 supply.
And then it
66
So
mints.
far.
million market cap.
Yeah, so
If I
far.
if I wanted to add more to my pools, like with dry powder, what's a good strategy there? Would it be a better strategy to add, like say PLS spikes? Would it be better to add USD PLS on a spike and kind of get a better average? Is that even a thing? Is
It
that
all
It
depends
depends
on.
if you're if
Yeah,
you're
go ahead.
accumulating or if you're not accumulating, if you're selling. So if you're, hey, one or the other, like if you want more pulse, if you go to the USD or if you go to the USDC pair, and if pulse pumps up like crazy, you could put in there. You put in your USDC, you put in pulse. But chances are, if pulse goes down, your USDC is going to turn into more pulse. So you're kind of like buying the dip essentially without you having to do anything, and it's
Yep.
vice versa, right? So if the coin dumps like crazy, and then you go into that pair and you put in your DAI or you put in your USDC in there, yeah, that's another option. You'll basically be, accumulating.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would prefer to accumulate PLS over time. So I think adding on spikes would be ideal then. So that makes sense. Thank you.
You probably have to check your pool out every like half a day or something just to kind of make sure things are okay. And like a lot of us, we're doing pairs that we really believe in. Like worst case, I get a bunch of pulls with my die. Oopsie daisy, I really
Yeah.
want pulls. You know what I
Same.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
I bought the dippity doo. I'm great. No, just don't put too much in and kind of watch it for a little bit. You'll be like, oh, this is pretty chill. Okay.
Yeah. I like the aspect of, hey, look, if it's in a pair that I want both assets, I don't mind where it goes. I'm still collecting fees.
So how come there's not more pairs added yet? For example, how come there isn't USDC PLSX?
There are, but they're in the background. They just haven't posted it, right?
Yeah,
They
you
don't
can you
care.
can yeah, you can
You
create a
can
pool. You're
provide
just
any.
not yeah, you can provide liquidity for any pool. It's just that you're not going to receive the incentive token. So I think the incentive token is mainly geared towards hemming and securing the liquidity for for the most major like pairs. I know the other pairs will come online eventually, but they just want to make sure there's enough liquidity to be very robust when it
I see.
comes to
Get that.
everybody coming in.
That makes sense. Get nice thick pairs going on these pairs, and then slowly add in new ones.
Yep. So when those new pairs open up, they're gonna have a bajillion% yield. I mean, it's just gonna be crazy numbers, and people are gonna flock into those pools. I'm happy with the pools that I'm in right now. So they leave, my position in that pool goes up, and I continue to increase my position in that pool while they're gone. Don't get me
Right.
wrong, I'm still gonna dedicate a portion over to, the new pool to gain some quick ink, but there's that
Yeah.
US what is it? The die pulse pool is the only pool that I really want to be in when it comes to like making my exit. So it's fine by me.
I guess the ultimate goal here is to get enough in your pools, your bag's big enough where you just live off the fucking farming
That's
in
exactly what
5 years.
That's the plan.
how do you think those larger players like move themselves in and out of market? They provide a bajillion dollars into the LP and they just live off of the fees.
And just so you know, yeah, some of these fees could only be, Pulsex is really competitive. 0.22% is really low. So it's great because it allows us to stay competitive with other dexes. Like if you're on Ethereum right now, Uniswap does a 1% pool. So we are like a fifth of the price and fees as that, which means if somebody else comes out with a Uniswap fork, essentially, you could go there, but you're going to pay a lot more in fees than Pulsex. And if we have a lot of the liquidity, you're probably going to also get nailed with a bunch of slippage on your trades, which also cost you percentages. So do you want to lose 5% on a trade over there, or do you want to go to Pulsex where it's like 0.22%?
Yeah, this seems designed really well.
Okay, I have a quick question. So I don't hear very many. I actually have lots of ETH right now because I was getting ready to do stuff like swap it, and so I wanted to get Pulse and stuff. So I'm looking at one of the pools that's over 1,000%, and it's wrapped ETH from Ethereum, and then the WPLS pool or farm. I guess it's farm. So I never hear people talking about it. In this conversation, I've heard DAI from Ethereum, USDC from Ethereum. Can you tell me like what's wrong with the 1,000 APR with wrapped ETH?
No, it's good. There's $24 million in that pool. It's not like people aren't doing it. I actually was in that pool when it was maybe 25,000%, and I stayed there for a little while. It's still great. If you like Ethereum and you like Pulse, then you like that pool, right? There's
I
nothing
don't.
wrong with
I waited 2 years to live over here.
it. Yeah, so this is the one thing where some of us are essentially betting that Pulse goes up faster than Ethereum. So it's kind of like having a ball and chain, right? It's like, oh, do I really want to strap a 50-pound weight around my neck and try to swim? So your pool is weighted in Pulse and Ethereum. And if Ethereum is only going to go up a 5x in this cycle, and if Pulse is going to go up 100x, well, now you cut yourself down to like a 55x instead of 100x because you're holding something around your neck that's dragging you down.
Yeah, but a dollar or a DAI don't go up.
So you're
You're
into
nuking half
SNN.
your
That's
gains.
cool.
You're nuking half your gains. I mean, it's cool. I mean, essentially, yeah, like what Crypto on the Hood said, we're kind of on Pulse chain because we want the massive gains, and Ethereum's had its heyday. To be honest, I don't know if Ethereum's going to even hit $10,000 in this next bull cycle. It
I
might,
don't think so
but
either. I don't
but
think so either.
the thing is, I go on the DEX screener right now and I look at all the coins that are traded, and guess what they all are? They're all trash. It looks exactly like Binance. There's no DeFi running on Ethereum right now. DeFi has fled because it's too costly to do anything. And so I just don't see that Ethereum is going to garner as much support as it has in the past. And I used to be like an ETH maxi, but since 2017, I've been an ETH, man. But I'm not loyal because the devs want me gone and they want you gone and they don't want to fix any problems. They just want the price to go up and they think that the burn is going to do it all and it hasn't done anything. Like Ethereum's hasn't been going up that much. We've had a burn for 2 years and the price is stagnated. And they just think like the burn's going to solve everything. I'm like,
Yeah,
we'll see.
my whole thing with that is like even with this like burn that's going on, and then you have the burn, but like mind you, we've been in the bear market for how long, and the fees are still like ridiculous. Yeah.
Astronomical.
So
I paid 80 Gwei today, and we're in the like, what's going to happen in 2024?
Well, those
They
are
do say the grass is always greener on the other side. Welcome to the good life.
Man, those are really good answers. But I also think that a rising tide lift all boats, and
How about a vacuum sucks out the trash?
that's true.
A
Um,
tsunami sucks back and then blows in.
so I could swap my ETH for DAI or for probably for DAI, and then when Pulse Chain goes up, I'll have all DAI and no Pulse Chain.
you'll have a majority die, and that's pulse. Yeah,
Majority. Yeah. V2 does not nuke your whole bags, but yeah, you could end up closer to, 60, 70% on
yeah,
one
like
side,
70
70%.
30 or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly.
Is it
So
typical?
That's
you
why
have, you have to be comfortable.
awesome.
So if you're not comfortable with that, you do a different pair. We got Hex Pulse pair. You said you already have Hex. You grab some Pulse, you shove them together, and then no matter what happens, you're like, well, either I got Hex or I got Pulse.
Is
And
it
I got
is
incentive.
is it a typical is it a typical strategy for people to basically once they've got the majority in stable they basically just say, oh, there's a local top, and then they just hold their stables for a while until maybe a dip comes, and then they rebuy at a dip. Is that what happens?
I mean, it is a
The pair,
possibility.
I mean, the pair kind of does it for you, but yeah, you could technically remove from the pool, and then you could actually get back in the pool if you're so good at timing the market. But if you're not, you could just relax and just be at peace in life.
Yeah, I'm over here talking about this, and my brother just messaged me, and he's talking about the pairs as well. Like these things are there to help you. Like once your bags get to a certain extent, you can't just fat finger a market buy because that's going to cause other people to cascade and sell and do all sorts of crazy shit. So you have to be very, what's the word I'm looking for? You got to be very deliberate
Gotta finesse
when
it.
you're exiting the
Tact,
market.
yeah, tactful.
So
Yeah.
it's the tack and like just fat finger in a market sell could work completely against you. Now, if you're someone who has pretty large bag and and you're also providing liquidity with a percentage of your bag, that's what you can use to exit the market in a more structured way instead of setting a big ass red candle. And mind you, you're trying to sell your stuff out, and other people are going to be like, what the hell? That's a big ass candle. And then everybody else is going to dump their shit, and you're going to get less. I like to phase myself out better. But when the time comes, that's the difference. Or that's when the time comes, I'll be able to execute it.
Did you bring your hex from Ethereum or in your coin? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you brought your coins from Ethereum. Why is it that all these pools, well, because they're stable, so that's stable from Ethereum. Hex from Ethereum, that makes sense too. ETH from Ethereum, that makes sense. So you're bringing the value from ETH over into this community. Okay.
Imagine if we keep doing that, how much volume Pulsex is going to have if we suck our community over into Pulsex.
Yep.
And imagine if the coins go up 10x and we keep trading like we're doing right now. It's just going to be billions a day, which triggers the burn, which triggers the price. I mean, this is a monumental thing that's been created.
People are going to be seeing numbers that like they're like, there's no way this DEX is pulling these kind of numbers, and then they come over here, they're going to see how thick the order books are, they're going to see how thick the pairs are, they're going to be like, there's no way this could be a DEX. Like, we're probably going, I mean, over time, they're going to be thinking like, damn, this DEX has like essentially the same kind of volume as a regular centralized exchange.
No, we're going to outdo every centralized exchange in the world.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, this is the crazy thing. We can do that because even the centralized exchanges, a lot of it's fake. You know, we just saw with Binance. Even on their own decentralized exchange, they just created a whole bunch of $1 billion in fake volume just to pretend like they're better than Pulsechain.
Yeah, that wash trading nonsense. I was like, wow, that's cute.
Welcome to the new
triggered.
1%, guys. We made it.
They're really scared. Yeah, they're really triggered and scared after 1 week of just massive amounts of success.
Shout out to OKX. Now the spot trading's actually gone live for them. Kudos to OKX being the first one to hop on the arc.
# we're not gatekept anymore, so relax, community.